Okay, so we have a very light agenda today. And this is kind of deliberate because, so many things going around in the world. I'm not sure if, people still want to focus on technology, on business. There is so much. And it's like our Magento community, for them, it's very personal what is going on in Ukraine right now. So just keeping that in mind, I wanted to, have us all together here to have a quick check on each other and just, share a few updates, but just letting you all know that this hangout will be just to establish a regular cadence for this hangout, and I plan to do it at least quarterly. But if we have more content, we can have it on demand basis as well. So speaking of the agenda, we have two items today. Paras Sood, who is the senior software engineer for Commerce Community Engineering team, will cover the page builder, what is going on with Page Builder, the latest updates. And Margaret Ecker, who is the senior technical writer, she will cover the commerce landing page on Adobe developer site. With that, I turn it over to Paras.
Hello, everyone. So before I start with my presentation, a couple of lines on me. So I'm part of the commerce engineering team, like Parul said, and I'm based in Dublin, Ireland. And I work in the European or, the UK, Ireland time zone. So I'm available during those hours. I'm gonna share out my screen and, just demo some of the stuff that we have been working on the page builder side of things. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm very excited to show these features, couple of features that we've been working on. So as you can see here, I'm just on a new, creating a CMS page section on the site. And, I go into add some content using page builder. Now, previously, what used to happen was that, when you drag and drop columns, the columns content type from the left-hand side to the staging area, uh, what happened was that there wasn't this enclosing columns content type. So now instead of having just column content type, we have two content types, column, which is the same as before, but now as you can see, it is enclosed within another content type, columns. So that's one feature that we've worked on, and this was delivered. This will be delivered in 2.4.5. The code is already there in 2.4 develop. Um, so that's one feature. And then the second feature is that within a particular um, column group, I can drag columns. We can have multiple column lines. So column lines is another content type that we've introduced, but it's an invisible content type, or you could call it a system content type, since no settings are available for a column line, and neither can you drop a column line from the left-hand side panel. Um, and then as you can see, I can have multiple columns in a column line, and every column line can have different set of columns. And this is a very common kind of a use case that we saw, wherein let's say on the home page of an e-commerce site, merchants might want the ability to have columns of different widths and all that. And then talking about the advantages or the value that these features add. So now we have a bunch of settings which are available for the column group, and you can apply settings for here from here, which will apply to the whole column group. So previously, if you had to do the same thing, you'd have to go into each of these columns and apply these settings separately. Now you can just do it from one column group, and if you need to override any setting for a particular column, you can just go in and do that as well. So as you can see here now, I have a different background for this column, and I can go here and, maybe for this column, I want a completely different background, and I can do that. And there's a bunch of settings here, and some of these settings are common between, the column group, the enclosing column group, and the column. And, whatever values set at the column level would override the parent's value. And this way you can, set a bunch of these settings. And here you can see now, I have this another column, and then I can continue adding, a bunch of other column lines. Um, and that basically means that then I have the ability to, manage all these columns, from the same column group, and that gives merchants the flexibility and ease of use in adding content through, the column content type. So we are looking to deliver both these features, with the 2.4.5 release, and development is ongoing at the moment. And so, yes, we're working on this. In addition to this, we also have a backlog that is yet to be worked on, that we're going to aim to deliver along with these two features as well. And as you can see here, these stories are related to, better handling of the mobile viewport with different layout presets, and then, having different column layout presets, modify ability to modify the gutters for each viewport and so on. So I think I'll drop this link in the chat, and if you're interested, you can have a look at it. Um, we are also open to taking contributions. So, this is on all this backlog is available on our Magento 2 page builder open source repository. The link is there in the chat now. And so if you're interested in, contributing to some of these items, please reach out to me. I'm available on um, the Magento open source Slack, and I'll also drop my email in the chat right after I stop sharing. And the interesting part, with working on Page Builder is that we are using TypeScript. So basically, we have these different TypeScript modules that we write all our code in, and then these are transpiled into required JS modules, which then the page builder runs on. So if you're looking to, maybe get your hands dirty on TypeScript, this would be like the perfect opportunity to look at contributing to the page builder project. And I think it has been quite interesting for me as well, to see how all the magic happens. It's not really that complicated, but it's really cool to be able to, see how it all works behind the scenes and be able to, add these features to what seems like a very cool feature. So yes, that's all from me. If you have any questions, now is the time. Please go for them. Okay, it seems like we might not have any questions, which is fine. Parul, over to you.
Thank you, Paras. And yeah, I mean, as Paras said, if you have any questions later on, you can reach out to him directly. Next up is Margaret. Over to you, Margaret.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? I never know. Do you see the?
Yes.
Okay, so I think a number of people have already know about this landing page, but we do finally have a presence on the Adobe developer site. This is the main, when you come to the main developer.adobe.com, you come to this view and you can filter by the different products. So we have down here, we have the commerce. This is what I'm going to show you today. But then you can also get to the PWA Studio Docs. I just kind of want to show the navigation if you go to the landing page, you can get directly to some of the links that you need to go to. But I think the structure can be a little bit confusing. So I just wanted to share. So anyway, when you click here, this will take you to the, oops, that's not the one I meant. No, I'm not. Okay. Let's see here. hold on just a second. I'll just click the link. That'll probably be the easiest thing. Okay, so this is the actual landing page, and it's kind of, these pages are supposed to be sort of marketing pages, but we also kind of want to make them useful. And right now we're in the process of migrating documentation from our previous developer site, from the previous DevDoc site, and also the commerce site. So this can be sort of a helpful interim page while we're doing that. If you go, there's just links to different articles. And if there's, in the community, if there's something that we want to promote, some event, webinar, something like that, you can send a request to have it added to this page. As you go further down, it just gives you links to the different resources that we have available for the documentation. And then farther down the page, we have just some high-level stuff for new developers. And then down at the bottom, we have the community update, the Magento Association, and a link to the Adobe Tech blog. And this page will probably be changing, but I just kind of wanted to surface it in the community Hangout for some awareness. And also, if you have any suggestions or comments about it, that would be great. This also links to another page, which I'm sure you guys are probably familiar with. If you click on the Explore Magento Open Source, then it takes you to this page, which is basically, it has some of the same resources. This a lot of these link directly to GitHub. So there's multiple places you can get the information. This is a more for Magento Open Source. The landing page sort of is intended to support both Adobe Commerce and Magento Open Source. And the other thing that I did want to show people, because I do think that it can be confusing. So as most of you know, we migrated the Adobe blog to, let's see if I can go to business.adobe.com. And if you just go to the Experience Cloud blog, then you basically get all of the blogs for like all of Adobe, all of the Experience Cloud products, but they don't have a tags. There's no way to filter by tag here, but if you type tags and then commerce, and fortunately, if you're on the Experience League, it links directly to this. But this is how you get, these are general commerce blogs. So kind of just about commerce, not necessarily specifically product related, although there are some there. And then if you type Adobe Commerce, then you get some specific information about new releases. And the intent is to try to keep the developer landing page, up to date, so that if there's any important things that for a developer audience, that will link from that page. But I did want to sort of surface this because it's a little bit tricky how it works. And I know we're working on using the experience, but I thought if you guys saw it, it might help you out at some point if you get lost while navigating all these places. So anyway, this is our landing page. When I literally mean our landing page, this is hosted on something called Helix, which some of you might be familiar with. And the source is actually in Google Docs. And what's really lovely is I can just update it, and the change is published in literally 30 seconds. So not that we're going to usually have emergencies related to the landing page, but it's nice to have that kind of responsiveness. So if you have any questions or are interested in knowing more, let me know. And I guess just generally, does anyone have any questions?
Oh, Margaret.
I have a question. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a question, Margaret.
Please go ahead.
Are all the old blogs available?
Yes, not most of them were migrated, not all of them, but a lot of them were. And if anyone, if you can't find a specific blog, most of them were redirected. There are some sites that sort of have archived them, but they did, sort of selectively migrate. But so there may be some missing. And if there's something missing that you think should be there, that's something that we can notify the marketing department about, and they can see about migrating it and getting it up there. Because we did have some missing blogs when the initial migration took place, and I believe most of those have been fixed at this point.
Thanks.
And that's all I have. Oops. I guess I can stop sharing, right?
Thank you so much, Margaret. It would be great if you can drop your email address in the chat and also the link to the Commerce landing page.
Sure.
So that's all for today's speakers. And I have a couple of updates that I want to share. So let me share my screen first. So those of you who are not yet part of this Magento forum, community.magento.com, I would really suggest that you register to it and become a member. We have started a new monthly update this year, so which gets posted on this forum under the news and announcements tab. So when you land here, you should see the January update, February update, and the latest one is the March update. So once again, if you're already a member, please check back this news and announcement tab for this monthly update. If not, please consider registering it. And another thing I wanted to point out was about the 2022 Experience Makers Award. You have the information in the March newsletter, but you also have this website up here. The thing is that we are now open. We are taking submissions for 2022 Adobe Experience Makers Award. And this year, there's a new category which has been introduced that is specifically for commerce. So I would highly recommend that, if you feel that your innovation or your work is making a difference in customer experience, please check out this page and see if you would want to apply for this award. Any questions, anybody, on any of the topics that we covered today?
I was just going to say, I think adding the Experience Makers thing to the landing page is a great idea. Thanks, Parul.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would also like to just mention that this community hangout, I would love to show what we have on our side, but I would also at the same time want to invite, all those who would like to share anything. Just reach out to me and I will be happy to put you on agenda. I really want to have this as a bi-directional communication thing. So please make use of it. Let me know if you have any topic that you would like to talk about, and we'll have you up on the agenda. All right, then I think we can wrap it up early today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining, and have a great, rest of your day today. And keep an eye on the invite for the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very great.
Bye-bye.
Bye.